tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdering substance will be flushed immediately.
They happen for inside there, we
Skit Chat, right?
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
All right, top of the morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on a fresh edition of Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, home of talk and entertainment. Well, the program is designed to look deep into issues that affect Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens. Welcome to the program. My name is Ayobami Ademo. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and you can also follow us on our YouTube page. Make sure you get your TS TV decoder, channel 102 on TS TV Africa. All right, let's get straight to give you a little recap of what has been happening in our country, Nigeria. It's no more news that flood has taken over some particular states in our country. And the Nigerians are also clamoring, calling on the federal government to declare a state of emergency in some particular states, especially in Bayelsa State. Away from the flood issue, just on Saturday, power shifted from the former governor to the present governor of a particular state in southwestern part of Nigeria. Ekiti State witnessed a smooth transition of power from the former governor of Ekiti, Governor Kayode Fayemi, to the present governor, Governor Biodun Oyebanji. Governor Biodun Oyebanji took his oath of office as the governor of Ekiti State at exactly 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, being coordinated by the Chief Justice of Judge of Ekiti State, Honorable Judge Justice Oyem Wale Adeyeye. That's exactly 12:53 p.m. in Ekiti State. Alongside Oyebamiji's deputy, Chief Mrs. Monishade Fiye, she also took a oath of office before the governor at exactly 12:46 p.m. Dignitaries present during this particular event include the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, and his counterpart from Plateau State, Simon Lalong. Other dignitaries present there, also Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and Governor of Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun, amongst others. Well, also present is the immediate past Ekiti State Governor, Kayode Fayemi, his predecessor, Ayodele Fayose, Governor of Osun State, Boyega Oyetola, and many other persons were particularly there. Let's have a little look of what happened on that day. We'll be back to give you some more.
Power bounds. His Excellency Biodun Abayomi Lebanji and one, Her Excellency Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji. I only invite you to the presence of the Chief Judge.
And ladies and gentlemen, before that, we invite Dr. Olayemi to take over, so hand over the pen of authority to the governor-elect before he's sworn in. Governor Olayemi, so please step forward to hand over the pen of authority to the governor-elect before the swearing in. This is the first time it's happening in the Ekiti State. We are making history. We are making history.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for handing over.
I will preserve, protect.
All right, that happened in Ekiti State on Saturday. All right, let's cross straight to some other developing stories in the media space right now. Well, it's no more new that the political structure, the political atmosphere is being charged presently. In fact, conversations and the dialogue, negotiations have been made across the globe. Just a few days ago, the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, the candidate of People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and the candidate of All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, were at Kaduna State to have there are different sessions with the northern leaders in Kaduna, and in that particular conversation, lots of interactive sections from one particular candidate to the other. Talking points, different accusations, different attacks, different defensive measures, and of course, many Nigerians are talking about it. We'll take it a step at a time. We'll kick off with the speech by the presidential candidate of the ruling party, All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, while he was talking, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, asked his People's Democratic Party's counterpart, Atiku Abubakar, to step down and endorse him ahead of the February 2023 presidential candidate. According to Tinubu, he asked Atiku to reciprocate the gesture he gave to him when he contested for the presidency in 2017 under the platform of Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN. Let's listen to many other things Asiwaju had to say.
He was a visionary builder of men and institutions. The dream of Sadana, even though cut short, is indeed that of our other great leaders, such as is encapsulated well in our first national anthem. And I can walk through some part of it, which quotes, "Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand." This is a strong statement which acknowledges our diversity and therefore existence of different perspectives and interests, and how that should not stand on the path of progress, unity, and brotherhood. On the part of we, the people of a united Nigeria, unbreakable, is in a sustained ongoing effort of increasing the boots on the ground, commensurate to our geography and population. Offer job to build schools, offer job to the elementary teachers, and extend the school feeding programs in collaboration with the state to those students. If only 1 hour or 2 hours of learning a day, you will improve their life. If you allow the elementary teacher an engagement like any other teacher engaged for vernacular, what we are learning from the Holy Book is Arabic language. Otherwise, there are many things we can do the same way, but differently. We will, with strong determination. You need to invest in the classroom. You need to have a clinic there. I've done it when I was short of teachers in Lagos. No one wants to go to the rural area. Then I built clinics for them. And I give them extra allowance as an incentive to do it. We can do it. Human mind can change. You can enforce those changes without cane, antagonism, and guns. You can eat a good banana without the peel. We will build it. I am determined. It's a shame for people not to understand that education is the greatest weapon against poverty. We do it, I promise you. What I did, I am the son of the market woman leader of blessed memory. My mother is a good woman. May God grant her Jannah Firdaus. I went to a meeting in her house, and this woman approached me for 2,500. I said, what do you do? She said, bolisela, roasted plantain. And she said he had a third child that will drop out of school because they cannot pay WAEC V. And I asked my mom, what do you think? He said, pay it. I didn't know that I've opened a canker worm. I promised. Before the following time, I started paying WAEC fee for all students, all inclusive, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, or anybody, everyone. And there are many of them who are graduates of universities today with masters, and They migrated from east, sleeping in buses, to be able to enjoy the benefit of WAEC fee. There are so many ways to improve the education. Parents and authorities involved.
Well, Ashwaj Bola Tinubu right there discussing lots of issues aside education. He talked about security, economy, power, and industrialization will be part of his top priority. According to him, he says that the welfare and training needs of security personnel will be addressed and strengthened, while security institutions will be provided with modern technology and equipment to better position them to respond to modern challenges facing a fast changing government and of course world. He made this known in an interactive session held at the Arewa House in Kaduna, which was organized by a coalition of 6 groups from the north, including the Arewa Consultative Forum, Sir Amadou Bello Memorial Foundation, Northern Elders Forum, amongst others. Away from that, we got straight to the candidate of the People's Democratic Party right there on the screen, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, also addressing this particular forum. He also called on Nigerians to see him as the right candidate, especially the northern part, to see him as the right candidate. It says that Northerners need someone from north, not Igbo or Yoruba. Well, this particular conversation has triggered a lot of interactions across Nigeria. But let's listen to what he has to say. We'll be back to talk more.
Protocol. Your Excellencies, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters of the Arewa origin. First of all, I want to apologize very deeply for running late. We were held up in Zaria on a courtesy call to the Emir. So I do apologize sincerely for this delay. Again, I want to apologize on behalf of Arewa House, giving the same platform to unveil their policy priorities and programs. As we go to the polls in February 2023, there can be no better opportunity for the public to interrogate our ideas and strategies to deal with a plethora of local and national issues, from the mundane to the most complex, particularly those issues that have important weight on the future of northern Nigeria. I hereby present myself for that interrogation. You can interrogate me today. However, I would like to caution that northern Nigeria's current social and economic challenges call for sober reflection. The partisan politicking, irrespective of our political differences, it should be our collective desire to see northern Nigeria fulfill our potentials in the not too distant future. I can't wait. We must build consensus on one goal. Northern Nigeria must have its prosperity restored. It must re-emerge as a vibrant, prosperous, and self-reliant economy, operating in a peaceful, secure, and disciplined environment. Anything other than this goal cannot be an option for us in northern Nigeria. This way, we share the dream of our leader and foremost nationalist, Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Sardauna of Sokoto and Premier of Northern Region, in announcing his 6-year development plan for the region, he noted the need for Northern Nigeria, and I quote, to catch up quickly with even the most economically and socially developed countries in the world. And I quote, that was Ahmadu Bello. He had a vision to transform the region into the largest economy and the hub of investment and commercial activity in Western Sudan, a region whose development would be anchored on its resources and the resourcefulness of its people. Well, Malam Northerner. Oh, Madam Northerner. I have been in politics now for 3 decades. Alaji Ayakwande, Sarkin Kwande, or Professor Ango. 35. And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country. I have built bridges across this country. I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the northerner needs. It doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what the northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin.
Indeed, that statement is making lots of waves in the media space. In fact, many Nigerians have reacted to that, and one of those who has been out speaking concerning this particular statement is the governor of Rivers State. After returning from Spain, he says that it is better that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and the party itself, alongside himself, should apologize to Nigerians concerning this particular statement. Well, the presidential candidate of the other political parties, Labour Party, Peter Obi, and of course the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also condemned the statement by Atiku Abubakar over this particular meeting, and of course saying that the Northerners do need a Northerner, not an Igbo or probably Yoruba candidate to rule Nigeria. Away from that, we'll still retain our conversation still on that particular joint session from the northern leaders that was held in Kaduna State. The governor of Kaduna State, Governor El Rufai, has also said that the governors of People's All Progressive Congress, APC, actually considered the power to be shifted to South. He says that this decision was made in the best interest of the Nigerian people. They also recalled that during the tenure of the present presidential aspirant, a candidate of the Labour Party, while he was governor of Anambra State, he said that it locked him in for 48 hours. Part of those talking points of the governor. But let's listen to what he has to say. We'll also come back to give you some more.
Distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, honorable members of the State Houses of Assembly, honorable ministers, honorable commissioners, other senior government officials, last but not the least, our women and our youths that are here, good afternoon and welcome to Kaduna, the political capital of northern Nigeria. Engagement together. It is quite commendable. And I would like to suggest to our elders that henceforth this should not just be a private initiative, but should get the full support, endorsement, and financial contribution of the Northern State Governors Forum. Because this is not partisan, this is multi-partisan, this is trying to present the case of Northern Nigeria across party lines. So I think it's beyond a private initiative that these organizations have to struggle going around for funding and so on. I'm quite sure that people, and for coming here to present your case. I'm speaking as your host and governor of Kaduna State, so I will not campaign for my candidate. But you all know who it is. It is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and by the grace of God, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We insist that in our party, power must rotate to the south. We did so out of the understanding of our sense of history. We always ask ourselves as northern governors, what would Sir Ahmadu Bello do in the circumstances? What would Tafawa Balewa do? What would Aminu Kano do before we take a position? Because we are the inheritors of that legacy. The 19 northern governors and the minister of FCT are the direct inheritors of the legacy of Ahmadu Bello Sardauna of Sokoto, Allah ya masa rahama. We are conscious of that burden of responsibility, and that is why when we debate to take decisions, we have these illustrious sons of northern Nigeria as our reference point. And we took that position without regard to the interests of some people who insisted that after 8 years of President Buhari's tenure, he should be succeeded by yet another northerner. We felt as northern governors that this is not in our character. We are not like that. We are people of honor and justice. This is what our grandfathers did. This is what our parents, some of whom are sitting here, did. And it is our duty to protect the sacred word of any northern politician. When we say we will do something, it doesn't have to be written. We do it, we deliver on it, and that's how we started the process of delivering Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kind of initiatives as northern state governments, in a similar way that we came together as northern state governments and decided to build 100 megawatts of solar power in each northern state and the FCT on our own. We'll support similar initiatives. On behalf of the government and people of Kaduna State, I wish everyone safe journey back to his destination, and I wish you very successful deliberations. I'll just end on one note. Your Excellencies, the organizers, our elders. In 2013, I went to Anambra State as an official of the APC to witness the by-election for governorship. Your next guest, Peter Obi, was governor. He got me arrested and detained for 48 hours in my hotel room. Now I'm the governor of Kaduna State. And he is coming to Kaduna. In addition to the police and the SSS, I have one mechanized division Nigerian army here if I need to arrest and detain anyone. But we are northerners. We are civilized. We don't do things like that. I wish you all safe journey back to your destination, and God bless.
That's the governor of Kaduna State, Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, right there, giving some strong conversations and, of course, allegation as regards the tenure of Peter Obi as the governor of Anambra State. Well, presently, like you rightly said, like you rightly heard it clearly, is the present governor of Kaduna State. He has all the tools at hand if he wants to do. But it's a good not to. All right, away from that, what the next? That will be also trying to listen and of course carefully understand what also presented to the Northerners Forum and the Northerners Caucus presentation, the interactive session that happened in Kaduna State, Arewa Joint Committee Interactive Session. That was what it was called, and it happened on in Kaduna State on Monday. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, highlighted some of his plans for the northern region if elected as the president in the next year. Mr. Obi made the revelation during a talk to the interactive session. He also pointed out that security, agriculture and education will be some of the top targets for the region when elected, or if elected, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Peter Obi, let's listen to you.
Nigeria is not bereft of ideas. Nigeria is not bereft of ideas or bereft of manifestos. There's very good reading manifestos. There's very good reading ideas in Nigeria. If you go where they're packed, they're beef with them. What is lacking is the institutional weakness that is not allowed to deliver them, and the political will. The government we intend to form, I and Dachi, without him, we do things differently. We want to bring a transformative government, purposeful government that will start dealing with the issues. And those issues are known and very clear. The issue of security, which will be decisive. The issues of unity, which will be decisive. The issues of our economy, because it is critical. If you go today, out of the 10 poorest states in Nigeria, 10 is in the north. Out of school children, it is in the north that you have the highest out of school children in the global earth. That's not anything. I'm telling you, all this is what the elites used to confuse us, to keep us where we are. No, there's no tribe that is enjoying anything today. The people in the north don't buy bread cheaper than people in the south. The poor people in the north are poor. The poor people in the south are poor. There's no uninterrupted light in the north. There's nothing in the north that is lacking in the south. There's nothing in the south that is lacking in the north. All of them are suffering. There's no place anybody buys anything cheap because of religion. I'm a Christian. The Central Mosque in London, I lived my life in London. Went to the best schools there, from Oxford to Cambridge to... The Central Mosque in London was not donated by the Queen. The Queen is not a Muslim. In Dubai, I'm a Christian, a Catholic. If you go to Dubai, the Catholic church in Dubai, the land and the church was built by Emir of Dubai. So let nobody give us the excuse again. What we want now is progress. What we want now is to employ our youth. Next year, the election must be based on character we can trust. What we are selling now is listening to all of us. All of us are going to have a well-written manifesto, a well-written document we read out, a well-written this. But what we are selling now is, who among us will you trust? It is a trust issue. Who among us will you trust? We want a character we can trust next year. Who is more competent? Election next year must be on character we can trust. It must be incompetence. It must be incapacity and commitment to start the right thing from the first day. We must stop this abuse of our country based on primordial excuses. Thank you very much, Vice Chairman. Co-chairman, sorry. Co-chairman, I apologize. Let me, the co-chairman has a very valid question. And that question is important. Co-chairman, let me tell you, they've asked me this question. You know, the first person to ask me this question was Dr. Dati. And I said to him, my brother Dati, go to Anambra State, go to the whole of Nigeria, spend your money, spend everything. If you see anybody who is carrying ID card and he said it's from the north while you live in Anambra State, or anybody who tell you this is here I maltreated people from other parts of Nigeria while I was governor, come, I will stop campaigning. I will withdraw and go home. Number two, it's important that I take all this. When I was coming in here, when I came in here now, somebody told me, he said, Peter, your brother, my brother, the governor of Kaduna State, said that he came to my state and I detained him. Let me tell you, it's good when you answer, when these things happen, you clarify them. Number one, in my 8 years of being governor, only in the first 3 months did I have a commission. 3 months. And that's because I met the person. At the time the governor said this, it was during the election. The police commissioner then, the police was from Kano. Tell me, my powers, I was in Abuja. Government was PDP and APC. Tell me how Abuja person will issue order for somebody to be detained. Even me was detained in my local government, and I was working for. But however, all of us I committed is that when they asked me, I said, that's how they treat everybody, that I wouldn't be in Kaduna on day of the election. That was the only thing. And the student, there's no way. I cannot do that. Co-chairman, I never asked anybody to carry ID. As governor of Anambra.
Right, that is Peter Obi, the presidential candidate for Labour Party, right there. Well, part of his conversation, he says that he will rescue Nigeria from becoming a failed state. He says the mission and vision of the incoming will be that he administration is to give full expression to our democracy by moving our country from consumption to production. He also says that we shall achieve this by giving a premise to implementing the 17 sustainable development goals, I beg your pardon, SDGs, according to Peter Obi right there. Well, still on so many other issues in our country, Nigeria, many Nigerians have also reacted to different comments by different political parties. They were part of the joint committee interactive session held in Kaduna, our joint committee interactive session in Kaduna. They've said that it's high time we focus on issue-based conversations and campaigns that call in names and actually promoting a diversity than unity. We'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll conclude on the program Straight Talk right here on Bright Television. Team of Talk and Entertainment. We'll be back after this break. Do stay with us.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdering substance will be flushed immediately.
They happen for inside there, we
Skit Chat, right here on Bright Television, the home of talk and entertainment. Skit Chat.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Glad to know you're still with us. Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, home of talk and entertainment. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Ayobami Ademowa. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has declared and of course said that the last his administration has called very high. With less than 8 months to end his 8 years tenure, President Muhammadu Buhari on Mondays called his administration highly, saying that his government has been able to meet the yearnings of Nigerians through the execution of implementation and impactful projects across the country. Declaring open the last ministerial performance review result, he says that his administration has done extremely well, and he declares high impact project as part of the achievement of his administration. While addressing the retreat organized to evaluate the level of the progress made by the implementations of the 9 priority agenda of his administration, President Buhari says that he will score his administration well. In the areas of agriculture, economy, infrastructure, security, health, and anti-corruption, among others, President Buhari said that his administration has done extremely well. Well, away from that, we'll cross straight to Anambra State, where flood has been part of the day-to-day activities in that particular region. Like many other states in Nigeria, Kogi, Bayelsa are also part of those states witnessing this particular issue. But the governor of Anambra State, Governor Chukwuma Soludo, said that Anambra State has become one-third of the state has been affected by flood, and of course he has turned the bad situation of the state as the erosion capital of Nigeria to the worst one. He called on the federal government to help do the needful in tackling this particular crisis. You will also recall that the governor and representatives of the different constituencies from Bayelsa State had also called on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to declare state of emergency in Bayelsa State. Well, with that, We wrap up on so many conversations on today's Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, the home of talk and entertainment. It's been a pleasure to have you stick with us and of course to listen to beautiful conversations that affect Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens. Like I always remind you, I keep telling you, when you play your part, I play my part, we have a better place called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On behalf of everyone that's been part of this production today, we say a very big thank you. My name is Ayobami Adema. God bless you and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Goodbye.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdering substance will be flushed immediately.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between